Now, my opponent's hacker here has stopped literally 3 XP in front of before leveling. My opponent does take the what's it called, the elite training, and levels his hackers here. Will probably throw it on a hacker. I am trying to combat my enemy with additional shielding. He now goes for multiple control, and with the hackers this high level, multiple control is actually still pretty good, because it will hack decently quickly, and it will hack a lot of stuff very quickly. I do start to buy out in the hope that I maybe can finish it now. My opponent does actually hold on to elite. I guess maybe he wants to wait one more round. Oh no, he does end up leveling an Arclight. That was unexpected, I must say. I did not expect my opponent to hack the Arclight. Anyhow, I'm hoping that with additional fortresses with higher level chaff, and in general, I guess, faster units now, I can blast through the opponent's forces much more quickly. The Wraiths get wrecked, as they should be. However, my chaff is actually no longer advancing, and it's not going through the shields or anything. Instead, I now kinda, I don't want to say I lose the chaff war because of the hackers, but it's definitely looking more like that. The shield does get taken down by the combined effort of all of these hackers, and they start just hacking everything. The fortress here falls in the... yeah, against this many hackers it can't really do much, and that is a giant amount of health now in my way. My opponent did not... No, he does not have the HP restore on hack. The fortress, unfortunately, is getting hacked under the tower debuff, and that means that I'm just going to lose this round again to mass hackers. Next round. Iron Blast. Definitely worth a thought to destroy all of these shields. However, these hackers are starting to get level 4. And they are hacking for this one with the improved firepower control over 4,600 damage. Almost 407,000. My opponent is getting some additional melting points, and he is definitely moving them against my fortresses, though I honestly don't know if that's actually worth it. A level 2 fortress here with shield will, however, take a long time to get hacked. Let's be honest. So what do I do with the rest of my money? I just drop some chaff because my opponent still has a chaff issue. Oil down here. Also worth it, I hope. He really has nothing on the board other than hackers. And the barriers are super tough. I guess if all of this were level 1 hackers, it would be impossible to do this. The elite and the supply specialist is definitely coming in clutch here. Now, the shields do get destroyed by the Iron Blast. However, they are strong enough by now to outlast the damage, and none of these hackers actually die. I think it kinda... like, that happened one round too late, is what I wanna say. Trawlers on the melting point are actually taking it down. On this side, the fortress is standing tall, but the melting point is now destroying the barrier, and that is going to mean that everything else is not going to be too far behind it. This fortress gets hacked. However, the hacker has been locked on at least. Fortresses here do get sniped. But all things considered, at the end of this fight, I still lose, despite the fact that I must have deleted, like, I want to say 200,000 health, 200,000 shield health with the Iron Blast alone. It's looking pretty freaking scary. I do try to drop a shield here in order to protect my chaff from getting hacked immediately. My opponent is ranking these hackers ever higher. I do have some more distraction potential. I don't want to drop it here. I kind of want to drop it down here and maybe distract some of these hackers that are pretty far on the outside. My opponent is dropping another melting point. Now he has some very decent HP in the way as well. And it will start doing massive amounts of damage to my fortresses. I go for replicating crawlers because my crawlers are actually getting some value. And if they can start replicating and give these hackers more than they can hack, that should be good. Now the big question is, do I go for the upgrades here? I think I must, absolutely, if I want to even have a chance of winning. Ah, I dropped some wasps. In an effort to distract the melting points. This melting point is actually level 3. I think it could upgrade and then he gave it another level with intensive training. Yeah, I do buy out and get the upgrades. And what do I use the last 200 bucks on? EMP, yeah. I wanted to see if I can disable the hacker's techs here. So we'll see. Basically, these crawlers have replicated nicely and they are on the tower. Well, not exactly on the tower, but they are very close. They are putting an end to it rather quickly, but the damage is decreasing because one crawler back here has managed to defend against it. And now on, like, what is this, 100 HP? 1 or 2 attacks from a crawler, I think, would have finished this tower. I still lose. At least I don't get the tower, but you know, you get the drift where this game is going. EMP, unfortunately, not as in some games, is not doing extra damage to shields, and my opponent is just moving in and hacking everything. And once again, the round goes down to ever so slightly. Like, I think if these crawlers had legitimately taken the tower, I think I could have won the round. But I don't think it would have been significant enough to defeat my opponent anyway. I do drop the phoenixes because basically only air can even remotely keep me safe. Do I invest into range on them? I think I should. My opponent is going for repair on the wraiths. I'm not sure if that is actually worth it. Like, what is that really going to do? I asked the question. Yeah. Both players getting the upgrades or the buffs from the tower. Hackers starting to hit level 5. This is going to be a level 5 hacker with improved firepower control. Advanced would have been way worse. It's doing almost 6,000 hacking damage per second, even with multiple control. I don't think it gets much scarier than these kinds of things. Our opponent does have a Sabertooth with heal here. And I end up dropping some Stormcallers as a last-ditch effort to get the barriers down more quickly, because the barriers really have been a pain in my neck. He could even... No, he doesn't have the money, but he could have even leveled this thing to 4. So we'll see. It's the all-deciding rounds. I have no trump card on my sleeves. I didn't buy Phoenix range. I think I should have. But I guess it didn't align with the money. I kind of wonder how Replicate interacts with this. Can you replicate off hacked crawlers? I should be testing that afterwards. This thing is healing and it's absorbing some damage, but my marksmen are actually pretty good on levels. Maybe I should have given them elite marksmen. With some level 6 hackers, that definitely would have been worth it, I bet. But it's also very expensive. Shields go down super quickly. The melter makes short work of that. This fortress has already been hacked. These shields are basically untouched. I don't think I need to show anymore. I lose this round so badly that it's definitely game over. The melters can take out the phoenixes. Tower gets destroyed. I think it was by a hacker as well, or maybe by the melting point. Everything gets hacked, and that's just it. So, my question for everybody involved. What would you have done differently to win this match? Because I think I'm just doomed if the opponent goes for a strategy like this. I don't know how to beat it. Like, you could try to go into mass air, but all that's going to lead to is that the enemy hides some Mustangs behind these hackers, and they will take all of your Wasps down, and then the rest of your air units. Maybe I should have stopped the Wasps, but I think they were actually doing some good work against the Melters. Maybe I should have gotten more lucky and gotten the tower, but even then I don't think I could have defeated my opponent with whatever forces would have remained. It would likely have been a defeat in that round anyway. I really struggled with hackers. Please send me your tips, because this is not the only game, but I'm going to be losing to hackers in this batch of recordings, let me tell you. It's getting a bit frustrating. I should be playing them more, but at the same time, I always look at my opponent's board and think, how are hackers going to fit into this? Well, we shall see. So as you can see here, the hacker is hacking these crawlers. The crawlers are killing one of their own and it respawns as itself, but interestingly it only does 1 damage to the health.